My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to the Darkest Rhapsody Estate, here in the Darkest Dungeon. Alright, we need to find someone in this party that we do not want in this party. I'm actually kind of looking at Patri, who's now got Scientific locked in, which is kind of gonna make them a little exclusive for the squads in which they can run, kind of removing them from Vestal squads in particular, because they have a quite high amount of max HP, so having less healing received on them is pretty potently negative. In order to make room for one of these new people in particular, I'm not going to take Thorel, despite the fact they have Nymphomania, despite the fact they have Manslayer, which is actually quite good. They have Light Sensitive and Mercurial. Light Sensitive in particular is killing it for me there. I really want to take Dudley, get my first Abomination here, and have someone with On Guard in particular. So Patri, it is time for you to leave and get out of here.
Suffer not the lame horse, nor the broken man.
Excellent. I also don't want to spend Annie on upgrading my hero barracks right now. Just not yet, because I do need the deeds so that I can upgrade the blacksmith. In particular, it's probably more important for us to upgrade weaponsmithing first. Dead enemies, interestingly enough, don't deal stress or HP damage to you. Not all of the time. Okay, I understand there are thralls. They die and they deal a bunch of damage. In general, dead enemies don't deal damage. And the guild, I actually kind of want to upgrade the training regiment as well. And this is because money. Full stop.
Some may fall, but their knowledge lives on.
So we should decide on which mission we're about to go. Could I take out a Necromancer Apprentice? So it would give me a Hell's Hairpin, which is a Hellion item for extra accuracy and crit if the torch is below 25. Also lowers her debuff resist and bleed resist. I have in the past run with Hell's Hairpin on the Hellion, as well as I think it was maybe it was Dark Bracer, or it might have been the Moon Ring. I can't remember which it was, but effectively I called it the nuclear build, and it's because the Hellion would destroy everything instantly. And then I'd sing that Mike Oldfield song, you know, nuclear. I might do that at some point in the future, but I'm not going to prioritize that. I want to see if that very rare trinket that's going to be awarded for killing the boss is going to cycle around to something that I actually want. So until then, I'm not going to do it. Bullseye hat. Musketeer. Oh, so that's the Bullseye bandage. Plus 8 accuracy, plus 6% crit, and -4 dodge. I wonder if Musketeer... because I have the Musketeer, I wonder if I can actually put Arbalist things on the Musketeer and Musketeer things on the Arbalist. Or if I can swap them between Musketeer and Arbalist at will. Because if they're actually exclusive to the Musketeer and the Arbalist, and I can have both the Musketeer and the Arbalist in my run at the same time, then that's really bad. Lucky dice. Not bad, but we don't have anyone to use it yet. Blood Charm is actually really interesting. There are a couple of boss fights in which you really, really want the Blood Charm, in which bleed is a ridiculously huge element, and having bleed resist is equally huge. It's probably the mission on which I want to go. It's also the Bloodied Fetish for extra blight and disease, extra blight and bleed resist, but lower disease resist. That's not that bad either. Bloodied Fetish, I mean, in the early game, I could use it for probably the best usage of it would be for Shambler hunting parties, like low-level Shambler hunting parties. And the reason for that, of course, is because the Blight and Bleed are both inflicted by the Shambler. Vengeful Boots for plus 3% crit. Heartburst Hood, plus 4 speed if your HP is below 40. That's not actually that bad. I thought that used to be garbage. Was it changed? I can't remember what's been changed. Yeah, we're probably going to the Weald here. I mean, it's a medium mission, so we will get a rest, which means that Fossard will have the opportunity to use the snuff box in order to remove their own disease. So I probably do want to take Fossard at the very least. There's no reason I would specifically not want to take Dismas. Any specific reason I wouldn't want to take Reynald? Reno. Sorry, it's Reno. I mean, sickly, there is a couple, or rather there are a couple of sources of disease in this area, but I guess I could just remove it. Yeah, it's probably not that bad. And, oh god, you are stacked. Is there anything that would... Ugh, Yips is already locked in as well. And Compulsive is locked in. Ganon is very quickly becoming an option that I might want to remove from the party. I know, that's tragic, but still. Might be the case. Alright, I'm thinking that we might not take Ganon. Might instead take Brevde. Because you're an Eldritch Hater, which is actually pretty good. You can Sacrificial Stab from the third line, so if I was to take Brevde, I would be, I guess, replacing my third liner? Ooh, that's a problem. Let's have a look at different combinations we could make. We could do that, but then Faussade is fast, right? Much faster than Brevde. So if Faussade happens to go first, and I happen to want to use Lunge on the first turn, both of these are quite likely things to occur, frankly, then we're in a pretty bad position. Because then Brevden goes to the back line, and I can no longer use Sacrificial Stab. Then Brevden becomes effectively a healer. I can also take the Abyssal Artillery, which is actually quite good. So if I swap Sacrificial Stab for Abyssal Artillery and the Hands from the Abyss for... Vulnerability or Weakening? Probably Vulnerability. Especially because it marks, and we have two targets that take advantage of marks, right? We have Dismas, who has Pistol Shot for plus 30% damage versus marks, and we have Faussade, who has plus 28% damage versus marks. Yeah, we can actually do this. This is fine. The primary problem, actually, right now, is unless Dismas has already used Point Blank Shot, and as a result has moved themselves backwards, then Faussade can't lunge. That said, Faussade's not that likely to lunge in the first round anyway. Okay. I could quite happily run this party. Quite happily. Okay. Let's get everyone their equipment. And unlock the new skills on the characters that need them. You are taking Vulnerability, Hex, and Abyssal Artillery, and you'll be upgrading Abyssal Artillery, Word Reconstruction, which is also increasing its bleed chance, unfortunately. The Vulnerability Hex, which is increasing its chance of applying the debuff, as well as its accuracy, and the Demon's Pull, increasing its chance to pull, as well as its accuracy base and crit on. Cool. Faussade, you've most of yours upgraded right now, but the thing is, if you are starting in the back line, Pick to the Face isn't going to be that common. Is that true? Not exceedingly, but the thing is, Poison Darts is probably not going to be that likely, right? Monsters in this area, don't they have a higher Blight resist? I have a feeling they might. Toxin Trickery can be used once per battle, kills Blight and Bleed, and buffs yourself. I think I actually might put Toxin Trickery in here. Because there's a couple of Blights and Bleeds in this area. It's that dumb. You know what? I'll leave her as is currently, but I will evaluate how it goes over the course of the mission. Dismas, you are not going to be changing any of your things. Should I change Wicked Slice for a Open Vein here? Yeah, there's a couple enemies with Prot that I'm going to want to bleed a little, so I'll upgrade the Open Vein. Should I, though? It is more accurate. I should, though. Okay. And then Renault can... I'm actually interested in getting Battle Heal on Renault. Probably removing Zealous Accusation. I'll untag and retag these so that they're in the correct order as we go into the fights. Excellent. Now, are there any camping skills with the newly unlocked Survivalist that I am going to want to unlock on any of you? Renault, Zealous Vigil, it's fine. We already have the Bandit Sense in order to prevent nighttime ambush, so we don't have to use Zealous Vigil in order to do it. Also Unshakable Leader, not a problem. Unparalleled Finesse is actually pretty good. But so is Clean Guns. So is Gallows Humor, in fact. Does Fossard have Gallows Humor? You do. Actually kind of interested in possibly unlocking that. Yeah. I'll unlock Gallows Humor on Fossard. And you can actually have an extra nighttime ability active, so I don't have to deactivate anyone in order to take that. And it looks like I'm going to be leaving the rest of you. Ziz. Wait, hang on. I need to sort by activity. There we go. Because I haven't looked into Brevdin. You have Unspeakable Commune, which is a 3-cost prevention of nighttime ambush, but it does cost you stress on all of your other characters. I could see myself using Dark Strength. I already have it unlocked, though. Alright. Cool. I think we're set. What's it? 12 minutes before I actually go out on a mission? Good lord, Ryan. Get it together. Get it together. Extra accuracy on the range skills. The cost of lowest speed. Lowest speed is real rough. Alright, you definitely take your Stalwart Buckle. Increase move skill chance. How many people are there that I want to pull out position in this particular area? Not that many. If any. Not that many. If any. I could take Barrison's head, go for the prot, but don't think that's necessary. Plus 20% stress. Pretty heavy. And I don't have any stress decreasing trinkets. I don't have that much stress decreasing. I definitely don't even have a stress healer in the party at the moment, so probably not a great idea. Lower stress as well as lower speed. I mean, I could put that on Brevdin, and in fact should. Cool. And Brevdin, you need to retag your skills. I knew one of them hadn't been retagged correctly. I think it's just Brevdin. Yeah, it's just Brevdin. Excellent. All right, let's go out into the Weald. Go. We need to take more shovels. Last time we just did not take enough shovels. Take 2 bandages, 2 anti-venom, 2 medicinal herbs. I am I am definitely over-preparing right now. But I would very much like to keep all of these people alive. I've already restarted this estate a billion times. Okay. I'm finally comfortable. Let's go. A well-placed supply item can often protect you against the hazards of interactive curios you encounter.
Corruption has soaked the soil, sapping all good life from these groves. Let us burn out this evil.
Unfortunately, because we need to complete 100% of room battles, we do have to go backwards here and backtrack a little.
Another one falls.
Another one? That's the first one. You feeling okay, Wayne? Oh, well, at least it didn't split. I'm going to take this opportunity to use some stress healing, in fact. Because we will have someone act faster than this ectoplasm, I mean. Definitely.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms. Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Yeah, we can blight pretty much any of these. The blight's actually the better throw here, I believe. Ugh. Like an open vein, not far enough as well. Oh. We're gonna have some difficulty killing the backlines here, which is incredibly bad when the backlines are where the stress damage comes from, typically. Not always, but typically. At least she removes it. Resisted, rather. Hey! Nice crit. Now, the reason I pulled her forwards is effectively just to invalidate this cultist bruiser at the very back, and also to move her into the line where I can attack her with my Crusader. I basically get to choose who dies here.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Yeah. Hey, nice dodge. Nice. Very nice, very nice. Crumbles. Stumbling scratch. Moves him forward, and you get riposted. That's pretty much the best that could have happened there, actually. Unfortunately, I can't rely on the cultist acolyte acting later. So. I can probably rely on the cultist brawler acting after, at the very least, the Grave Ripper. Lunge. All right. Hopefully I get my shot off, and I do.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
We'll take those. And reshuffle the party again. Unlock strongbox, sure. Woohoo! Ruby, if I can start a stack of those, I am going to be feeling good. Alright. Dig this one up. Citrine and Jade. That's not great. That's not a good sound. I think I'll get rid of... I think I'll start a stack of Jade. Should I? It's very early to throw away the Holy Water. I'm not going to take any of those. Those are the two lowest stacking value gems. So you can imagine why I didn't want to... How do I get the least backtracking here while visiting all rooms? God, it's actually that, isn't it? Oh, no, it's go up and then back down, right? You backtrack through the fewest spaces doing that. Okay. Same amount of rooms and same amount of hallways, but fewest spaces. It's pretty important that I get this madman down because they will really ruthlessly stress out my entire party. I kind of want to slap from the skies here rather than pull you forward, the madman that is. Damn it. Alright, that accusation means that we have 15 extra stress until camp. So if you think that's a very long time to have that for, congratulations, me too. Nice dodge. I'll go for the stun. Save myself from that turn. Thankfully, we're in early dungeon, so these guys aren't going to blight with their single attack things. That madman is almost certainly going to act before Brevdown, so... Yeah, I'm actually... That's my highest accuracy as well. That's really bad. See if we can get this cultist acolyte dead. That's not good. Renault's now back. Yeah, that's pretty bad. We'll pull her out of position, which is going to invalidate this Fungal Scratch's turn. And I'm going to take the turn to heal myself, frankly.
The way is lit. The path is
That's
clear.
stress heal in particular. I do have a stress healer in this party. I wasn't actually thinking about it earlier, but I definitely do. There's your harmless swipe, and then we stagger you back. As you can see, they pretty much have very mechanics that are very reminiscent of the cultist brawlers in terms of from where they can attack. Okay, we should take some turns to try and heal here. Go. This Fungal Scratcher is now going to move forward. I'm still going to have my DPS classes try and hit it as best they can. Especially if they can... Oh, damn it. Yeah, it does have pretty high blight resist, so... It was probably a better idea not to do that. As long as it doesn't crit against me, we're fine. Don't crit, don't crit, don't crit, don't crit, don't crit, don't crit, don't crit! No crit! Please blight. Hey! Actually, next turn, that enemy has lethal. I think we should be able to stall for another turn as well. Ugh. But damn, please! And since this has lethal DOT on it this turn, we should be able to do everything except for hit it and be fine. Okay. I've really got to work off the stress wherever available.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Lucky dice. Uncommon for the Jester. +9 crit. Not bad. I definitely do want to take those home. It's probably time to lose that Holy Water, though. And I'm still not starting a stack of Jade yet. Okay. There's a shovel and money, both of which would have stacked. Thanks, Reno. Thank you. Thank you for being a friend. Actually quite happy to have spotted this one. Second to some. We'll leave the light down low, and I'm actually going to move into these 2 rooms in low light as well. Not a bad Hunger Pang. Because if I can come back and take all of these 3 Curios in low light, I'm going to be pretty happy about it. So, as it turns out, I'm going to be pretty happy about it. Yeah.
Terrors may indeed stalk these shadows, but yonder, a glint of gold.
That's not great. I can free up a stack by eating 2 food now, because now I'm still available for 3 different hunger procs. Take the stashed heirlooms. We will be backtracking by walking backwards here.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
And then we're going to loop around the bottom, because if this is a room combat, I do need to room combat it. Light back on. Let's go forward.
The promise of safety.
I actually should have checked the hallway first space before I turned the light back on. We will start a stack of these emeralds, so I'm going to pop that torch, take the emeralds.
In Radiance,
Emeralds
we
are quite
find victory.
I mean, they're 750, so it's effectively double a Jade. I'm actually going to lunge. Yeah.
Another
I just want to remove both of these before they cytokinese. I don't even know if that's how that would be said, but
trifling victory.
So if
a victory
photosynthesis
nonetheless.
becomes photosynthesize, cytokinesis would become cytokinize. Right? Not sure. Anyway, not important, frankly. The best thing we can do here is pull that Brigand Fusilier to the front. That would actually like it would be extremely good. So, let's butter them up. Please work, please work, please work. It worked. Okay, that's really good because the Brigand Fusilier in the front line has a garbage attack when it's in the front line, and the Brigand Cutthroat in the back line has a garbage attack when it's in the back line. Also, it's dead. Oh no! Since it crit, that's not going to leave a corpse, which means the Brigand Cutthroat's now fine to do whatever it wants. Our stun is only 110% chance. The enemy has 50% stun resist, so that's a 60% chance to enact it. That's not high enough for me to roll that. That's part of the reason that I didn't, you know, again, just hit the collector a bunch with stuns back when that was a thing. Ooh, nice heal. Good. Ooh, added to the poison. Not good. I'm just gonna... Oh, that's a kill. Good.
Gently.
And the Froget
This
is poisoned.
How a life is taken.
We'll take the stress heal here. Rain of Whips gets riposted. We've got a point blank shot next round. And a lunge. We're gonna eat this enemy for lunge. Huh? Huh? It's like lunch, right? But lunge. I'll show myself out. Ow. If she gets bled from this... Oh, S2G. Alright, she is going to, yeah, definitely use a bandage. I don't want to take that much more damage.
The bigger the beast, the greater the glory.
I really do want these in the early game as well. I need money, but a full stack of crests is difficult for me to turn down right now. What am I using bandages on here? Skeletons. Alright, I'm actually going to throw a building stack of gold for crest stack. Yeah. And I'll probably rest after that room battle with the Curio. Okay. Sure, we'll open this. I mean, I get to take the deeds at least. I don't know. Alright. I'm gonna abandon the bandage now. I should also be sorting these out correctly. Frankly, this is usually a thing that I do. I'm just not doing it right now. It helps me keep track of, like, you know, supplies, loot.
Nature herself, a victim to the spreading corruption, malformed with misintent.
Sure. I'll use medicinal herbs here. You get food back. Hey, and 2 deeds. Deeds are actually really important for us in the early game. In terms of food, I'm going to use that for healing, and then... Oh, God, I actually want more food as well. What if I get 2 hunger procs in the rest of the dungeon? I've already had 2 hunger procs. I'm going to be eating a full stack of food as well. Ah! No! All right, I can get rid of the medicinal herbs in order to take the food, but the deeds. This, see, especially this early on in a dungeon, that deed, those 2 deeds don't just represent 2 deeds. They represent the future hope of getting more deeds on top of that, right? So it represents a stack that would be possibly occupying 6 deeds. I'm actually going to drop the antivenoms for it. So these are vaguely organized in terms of value. Vaguely, keep in mind. I'm not going to defend the argument that, oh, this is how I expect all of these are in terms of relative value. Actually tempted to just... No, I can't do that right now. Ah, that's really bad.
Obliterated.
Dogs actually don't leave corpses anyway, so... Unfortunately, Abyssal Artillery now only has one target. Alright, I'm gonna mark. And get set, go! Good. First round could have gone a hell of a lot worse, frankly. Ooh. Rain of Blight blinds both of the back lines. They dodge. It's a very light blight, like it's 1 per round for 3, I think. Also hex the backliner. I could definitely kill with a pistol shot here, but I could also use Duelist's Advance to probably kill, but it will give me riposte and move me forward. Hey! Nice. And then we'll stun the Fungal Scratcher. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. This is all going, frankly, swimmingly. Ooh. Oh. Here I was hoping that riposte was going to be our savior. Actually going to pull the Fungal Scratcher out of position, Fungal Artillery rather, just to give Renault the ability to hit it. I don't want to get any black going on. At least if I can avoid it. That Fungal Scratcher acts real late in the turn order. Can't rely on it. Gotta kill it. Health Stone, I mean, I can just put someone on that, put that on someone rather, in order to make sure that I can take it home, whose speed is the least important. Obviously, Renault. Cool. And before I open that, I should rest. All right. Firewood time.
A spark without kindling is a goal without hope.
Bandit Sense for the protection, Clean Guns for damage, and then I'm kind of feeling like Dark Strength. Oh no, of course, Snuff Box. Yes, for removing disease. No one else has a disease, so it's just for removing the fits. There's nothing that costs one. Oh, well, there is this. Removes 25 stress on me, and it has a chance to increase the stress on other people. So if it's a 50% chance for 10 stress and a 50% chance for 5 stress, on average, we can consider, it's not like 50 it does 10, 50 it does 5, like it only does one or the other. It rolls a 50% chance to deal 10 stress, and then after that, it will roll a 50% chance to deal 5 stress. So it's possible you fail both of them and get 15. It's possible you succeed both and get 0. Right, so the average stress incurred by each other hero from this is going to be half of each of those values, so 5 and 2.5 to a total of 7.5 each. So for 3 different characters, 7.5 means 15, it's 22.5 on average, and I have 22 points of stress. Sure, fine to do it then, especially if I move this Worry Stone over to someone else first. They'll take negative 10%, so that actually skews the numbers a little bit. Yeah, I lost 22, you gained 11, you gained 9. You would have gained 11 had I not given you... Oh, rather, you would have gained 10 had I not given you the Worry Stone. So we had a benefit, a net benefit of a small amount of stress there. All right, we'll rest.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
Hidden treasures, nice. 750. So if I didn't have a full inventory at that time, I would have turned the light out, looted that, then rested. You used to be able to rest while you were in the loot screen. I don't believe you can do that anymore, unfortunately. That's another thing you interact with bandages, unfortunately. If you interact with that and you don't have bandages, there's a chance of getting slow draw, which is -4 speed on the the round, which is garbage. That's really, really, really bad. I cannot impress this upon you enough. It's so bad that it's never worth risking that. Unless that curio is being rebalanced and changed. In which case, how am I to know? It's a secret. We're going to have to come to, back to that at the very end. I don't want to backtrack and then retrack. Since I know I'm going to be backtracking... Ah! You took a ruby! That's the worst thing you could have done! They're worth 1.25. Reno, you are very, very close to just being straight up murdered off the face of the earth and removed from my party. I need you to know this when I'm not around. Oh, the crit! I mean, something that doesn't sound very... Oh my god! I have to go for the acolyte here. That's what I am talking about. Actually, hang on. Sorry. Hang on. About that is what I am talking. Grammar is important, friends. I mean, it's not. I just like being a... Like, I just like playing off of the idea of being a pedant. I'm so glad that obstacle has nothing behind it because I don't have another shovel. We've encountered a lot of necessity for shovels so far. It's not great. So I'll pump the torch before going in this room, and then I turn out the torch and I backtrack. Hightail it all the way back to the secret room. Can we get a straight up repeat? No. Frankly, I actually would have been a wee bit disappointed if we did. No, I should have rolled the stun there. That was dumb on my part. I should have rolled the stun. Wow. Our enemy are trash garbage lords from hell. It's insane. They did nothing. One down. I mean, I would have been surprised had that killed. Yeah, well, unfortunately that one didn't. Eldritch Push? Oh, come on! That was going to be so good. I'll make sure to kill the Ectoplasm. We've got 2 characters that are quite likely to act before the Acolyte here. Definitely destroyed. I agree with that assessment. All right, we'll continue adventuring here.
Pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Pop that light off. Make sure that I've got 1 skeleton key left after this so I can go to the secret room safely. Oh, that's good. I do need to keep the food just in case I get a random hunger proc. I can drop the torches pretty happily. In fact, I should just be able to take all of these now, right? Yeah. God, if we had a second ruby, you know, somehow, I would be so pleased. Oh, second emerald. Baby. So the person who's best suited to looking in this tent here is the person who has the worry stone on them. Because there's a possibility of that giving you a bunch of stress. Oh, wait. Here's a battle. There's a hunger proc. Here's a battle that has spawned. Hopefully it's not... Good. I was about to say, hopefully it's not the Collector. Hopefully it's not the... Shambler. Because we are in low light. On, like, this low level of a mission, a Shambler appearing in just a low light battle is like 1% chance, if I recall correctly. But you play the game for long enough, and 1% chances happen all the time.
Ears,
God damn it.
blurred vision. The end approaches.
It's a good crit.
Blow.
You crit me, I'll crit you back. Oof. Rough. I didn't want that to kill. I actually just wanted to hit him in blind. Okay.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
Okay, we only have 3 more spaces in which we can get a hunger check. I am going to, quite charitably at this point, assume that I am not going to get a hunger check in any of those spaces. A hunger check is effectively an invisible event that just happens in a room. Okay, we passed it. Excellent. Ooh. Feeling good. 3 puzzling trapezohedrons. We have to take those. All of them. They're worth 3.5 each. You know what? 1 blood is not worth that. 4 crests or 2 busts? 2 busts? Okay. And then let's go home. That, ladies and gentlemen,
Driving out corruption
is
is an
one
endless
successful
battle.
ass mission.
But one that
15k
must
gold
be
brought
fought.
back a fair amount of heirlooms as well. And we got our blood charm. We're also returning with less stress on our characters than when we left. Calm, negative 15% damage on first round. We probably can't take Dismas back out until we have this removed, that is. Because on the first round, Dismas uses a giant damage attack. That's the whole point. Claustrophobia, severe fear of enclosed spaces. This just means, I believe, if you walk... Is it if you walk backwards or if you backtrack over a path? But it just increases the stress they take from that. That's not that bad. Thick Blood is pretty good, and Lethargy, negative 4 speed, is garbage. And Twilight Dreamer, ignore stress, stealth 1 hero per roster. I mean, if it's going to be on anyone, it should probably be on Fossard.
A fresh irritant to some. A sanguine memory to me.
All right, let's unequip all trinkets and reshuffle those. Excellent. Have a quick look to see if we've got anyone here that we really, really want. Hippocratic isn't good. You've 1 healing skill and it doesn't really heal for that much. It's usually just used to get you off of death's door. Quick reflexes is really good though. Fear of beast is bad. Soft is bad. I don't know if we'll be taking Gordon. Unerring, plus 10% to damage on range skills is really good on a musketeer. Lycophobia is not going to be active often. Demonomania is rare that it triggers anything. Stress faster is fine. We could easily take Gurney. You're a backtracker, so you have no stress penalty when walking backwards. You're irrepressible and you're a witness. That's basically just a blank Hellion. I'll probably take that as well. And with a Ruins Explorer, Stress Faster, Dud Hitter, Unquiet Mind. That's not a bad Vestal either. I might have to now upgrade my Hero Barracks just so I
More
can take
arrive, foolishly seeking fortune and glory
those 3.
in this domain of the damned.
Now, the Sanitarium, I do want to start upgrading so that I can start locking in and locking out negative quirks. Oh, do I have the money to do it? Yeah, I do actually right now.
Experimental techniques and tonics can overcome things a sharpened sword cannot.
Yeah, I'm actually just going to, like, hard go down that line because these are really expensive, so saving 10% each time is actually really, really, really effective. And I've also left myself with enough in order to get
In the
our
end,
first armor smithing.
every plan relies upon a strong arm and tempered steel.
And also, our first level of Furnace. Hell yeah! Anything in Nomad's Wagon I want particularly? Sickening Satchel and the Agility Whistle? Ah, Agility Whistle isn't that bad. How many debuffs does the Handmaster apply? Like none? Is it none? Where's our Handmaster? Oh, did I let our Handmaster go? No, I don't. Okay, there. It's just target whistle, if I recall correctly. Yeah, it's just target whistle. And I don't even really use that often. All right. That's actually a pretty good trinket. I could easily see myself taking it. What is this? What are these? What? Abomination only, plus 15 accuracy, plus 35% stun skill chance, plus 10% stress. These are like ancestors level powerful. Plus 20 dodge, plus 20% healing. Oh my god. All right, these are, yes, these are really good. I guess you have to get crystal for them, right? Which you would have to get from the farmstead. That would make sense. That would only make sense. So they're probably late game things. Like, maybe supreme late game things, in fact. For the moment, though, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Darkest Dungeon. This has been the Darkest Rhapsody Estate. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully you've learned a thing or two. I know I have. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.